Good evening. Tonight I'm going to discuss hydraulic fracturing. The EPA has petitioned by 120 environmental and public health organizations to issue the Toxic Substances Control Act, but has yet to act. With several municipalities reporting contaminated water and even water that bursts into flames when put to a match, why the delays? A long line of investigations, the EPA has assured everybody that fracking is safe. Is money winning out over safety? According to frackingresource.org, many scientists believe that hydraulic fracturing is causing earthquakes. In 2009, Oklahoma experienced 1,000 earthquakes, while averaging only 50 a year prior to implementing large-scale hydraulic fracturing. Tonight I want to give an unbiased view on both the positive and negative effects of hydraulic fracturing. I'll be defining hydraulic fracturing, describing the process step by step, followed by the positive effects and the negative effects of hydraulic fracturing. Now I'll define hydraulic fracturing and the process by which it is conducted. Hydraulic fracturing, commonly known as fracking, is the creation of fractures and rock formations in the earth using pressurized fluid, generally for the purpose of extracting natural gas from shale formations. Natural gas is a major part of the U.S. economy, accounting for 25% of the country's total energy. Today, 30% of U.S. gas production comes from hydraulic fracturing. Now I'll explain the process of hydraulic fracturing. Drilling the wellbore. Initially, a wellbore is drilled vertically, and a series of steel pipes known as casings are cemented into place, preventing the hole from caving in on itself. When the vertical drilling has reached the gas, typically several thousand feet below the surface, drilling continues horizontally along the full length of the reserve for up to 5,000 feet. Fracturing the well. Upon completion of the drilling and casing, explosive charges are detonated to create holes along the well. This is called the production zone. To provide easier maintenance, wells are divided into smaller sections called stages. Stages are fractured sequentially from furthest to nearest. Pumping in the fracking fluids. Fluid consisting of water, proppant, and chemical additives is pumped into the well at high pressure. When the pressure is relieved, the fluid returns to the surface, leaving the proppants behind to hold the fractures created by the high-pressure fluid open. Now I will touch on the positive influences of hydraulic fracturing. 1. Energy independence. Within the next 2 years, fracking will provide over half of the USA's energy. 2. Natural gas is cleaner than both coal and oil. It reduces the carbon dioxide emissions by more than 50%. 3. It could supply 200 plus years of natural gas by reaching reserves that were once thought unattainable due to the economic cost of getting to them. 4. We can convert motor vehicles to natural gas. In the next 3 to 6 years, 8 million commercial vehicles could be converted to natural gas. 5. Reduction in greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gas levels could drop below the levels of 2005 by 2040. 6. A realistic renewable energy source. The United States alone has over 2,400 trillion cubic feet of recoverable natural gas. Now that we have covered some of the positive results of hydraulic fracturing, let's touch on some of the negative results. 1. Increased seismic activity. Earthquakes have already been reported in a number of states where fracking is being done. Some of these states has been several years since they have experienced any type of seismic activity. 2. It is second only to global warming as a scientific concern. Today, scientists fear that they know very little about what hydraulic fracturing is doing to the structure of the earth, and also fear what the chemicals are doing to the water supply. 3. Contaminating water supplies. Fracking is excluded from the UIC, which is the Underground Injection Control Act, which is ran by the SDWA, which is the Safe Drinking Water Act. These things, right now, fracking is exempt from all the regulations that these EPA organizations control. Releasing methane gas. Methane gas is 20 times as potent as carbon dioxide. 5. Surface pollution. Runoff water is full of harmful chemicals and stored in pools on the surface. Many of these chemicals are mutagens. Mutagens can cause birth defects and mutations in children, in newborn children, and they also contain carcinogens. Carcinogens are cancer-causing agents. 6. Improper disposal of chemicals. There's a lack of regulation of the disposal of chemicals from fracking sites. Many people fear they are being disposed of improperly due to the large amount of waste being created. up to 15,900 liters a minute. Is hydraulic fracturing an engineering breakthrough that will provide untold amounts of clean, renewable energy, or is it a money grab where people are jeopardizing the health and safety of both people and the planet? I hope the information I presented will help you make an educated decision on the viability of fracking. We have covered the definition and the procedure of hydraulic fracturing. We have also touched on both the positive and the negative results. I hope the information I presented will be of interest to you in learning more about hydraulic fracturing. Is the quest for clean renewable energy to battle global warming worth destabilizing an already increasingly unstable planet? This may be the case, and it's happening right now. You don't have to choose a side, but we should all want to know the truth. In closing, I have a handout, a movie that has been directed by Josh Fox. The movie is called Gasland. I would recommend that all of you take a chance to read this to watch this movie. There's a lot of interesting information and a lot of testimonials by people that have been affected by hydraulic fracturing. Thank you and have a nice evening.